Oh, yeah. It's another episode of Social Distance Drinking Club, and those are the sweet, sweet sounds. I've changed it up a little bit because why not? Why not?
Why not?
Seems like fun.
This was a week of change. I feel like we can change too.
A lot of things have changed. I'm a happy man today.
Yeah.
I wonder why. It's an unbiased happy.
Yeah, Sunday we made it.
We did indeed. There was football, and there was I had almost a panic attack for two reasons. The Cardinals looked like they weren't doing so well for a little while, and then my fantasy team looked like it was doing terribly.
And well, the Cardinals stopped looking good and lost. What about your fantasy team?
Yeah, but Kyler Murray got enough points for it to matter for me. That's all that matters.
I got to that point in my life too, where it's like them winning or losing teams, it doesn't really affect anything. But if my fantasy team wins, I could get some money out of this. So I care more about that oftentimes than, and outside of like U of A stuff, like fantasy football wise, I'm just like, I care more about my fantasy team than any professional team's success. I don't know.
I feel like I feel the same way. But I'm trying to pick a team that I want to root for.
It's easier for you.
Thank you guys for joining us. Tell us what you're drinking in the comments. Brett Barry, what you got in your hands?
Oh, just a casual Sunday night Treehouse Saturated.
Is it too early for a privilege check?
I thought about it. I was looking. I swear to God, I was looking for it.
You let friend of the show Ty borrow your truck to get some furniture picked up, and he gives thank you beers and Treehouse.
It still stands, like for.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put a banner up that says jealousy check.
Well, tell us what you're drinking, Adam Green.
I figured to go with some Frankenwally in honor of this abomination monstrous weekend for Arizona sports.
Wait, Adam.
Yeah.
I need you to take off your hat. Holy cow!
I know, I look good.
A whole new man.
Yeah, it's weird because like I got out of the shower when I did like my hair shake thing again, and nothing happened.
There's no more Jufro.
No, Jufro went away, and now it's just short Jew hair.
Did you donate your hair to so some poor person could have an Art Garfunkel wig?
No, guys, like we're doing engagement photos on Tuesday, and it was kind of like I hadn't gotten a haircut, I think, since probably January. In part because I'm like, do I want to like risk that? And also I'm like, do I even have to? And then it got long. I'm like, okay, this is fun, whatever, who cares? But I was basically ordered to get a haircut before the engagement photos, which I understand. I'm fine with that.
Ordered to get.
Oh yeah, that wasn't if you want to get a haircut, go get a haircut. It was you're getting a haircut.
Well, you look damn good.
Thank you.
And I might be a little biased because I know who you went to see, and she's great.
Mm-hmm. She cut a lot of hair. A lot of hair.
You compete with Adam on looking this good and being a curly-haired Semite.
You can't compete with me on any of those things.
Not at this point. No, you look damn good. You win.
This is my favorite show we've ever done. I really like this. This is phenomenal.
This is uncharted territory for the show. It's just compliments of Adam Green rather than Sam for 45 minutes.
I think that's more. Like Bubby's gonna love this episode.
I'm pretty sure she'll just close it after this one moment and send you a message and say, "Great show."
If we stop the count right here, it's the most positive show for me we've ever had. Like we're done. Nothing else.
Hold on. Can we stop the count on like you versus me, but we can keep the count going on Brett and his hair. That's fine, right? We can keep that going.
Adam wants to stop the count on his hair, but keep the count on his beard.
Kind of.
Chris Macbeth, always a pleasure to have you on the show, my friend, and thank you for being a fan. It says, does she cut back hair?
He's a half beer from asking if she cuts front hair as well.
Jesus.
PJ says he just finished a nice Irish coffee. Good choice for a Sunday afternoon. It is a little cold today in Arizona.
It's chilly. It's nice.
It's a little too chilly for me in my bones.
Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate your empathy. But look at the other comment from Chris. He went to Adventurous Stills. He actually did it.
The son of a bitch did it. Is that all we have? Brett, anything?
What's that?
Oh, tisk. Well, we've got a couple of fun guests for you guys today. Obviously, I'm hoping people have picked up on the fact that Sunday has become this weird sportsy episode. For me, it's a lot of fun because I'm not a sports guy. I don't know anything. I just I started playing fantasy football, and it feels like playing blackjack with a blindfold on. So
that's an odd connection to make.
Closest thing I could think of.
I mean, it's our weird sportsy episode of the week, so we got two weird sportsy guests to come on, in Saul Bookman and Justin Spears.
Indeed. Well, let's talk about where they come from and what their background is, and then bring them in.
Well, they do the Total BS podcast together. Justin Spears also works for the Arizona Daily Star, and I think he still maybe does the radio show for ESPN Radio in Tucson, and Saul works for Fox Sports Arizona. They're both big U of A guys, so this is going to be a great weekend for us because Arizona football remains undefeated in 2020, and ASU was in last place in the Pac-12.
It was really hard for me to agree to this show, Brett, as you brought these guests on, since, they're friends of you and him.
If they're friends of us, they're friends of yours. You know this.
It's the U of A part that hurts.
It hurts us too, usually. Let's be honest here. It's usually not, like, being a U of A fan is not pain-free, Yusuf. But yeah, like, Arizona was the only, like, local football team to not lose this weekend, so that's cool. Which I guess if we bring these guys on, I have a question for them if we're just ready to do that. Like, related.
Just bring him in. Just bring him in. Let's do it.
All right. Since Brett is afraid to do things, I'll do it. But guys, welcome to the show. It's better to have played and lost than never to have played at all.
No, that's like saying we're the fastest kid with 2 broken legs. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, and I'm not a big U of A guy, just so we all know this. Like, I'm a jaded U of A fan. Let's just be real. Like, I think
we all are.
To some degree, we all are. So, yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it, Justin.
No, thank you for joining us, man. And I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself to everybody and a little background so they know who they're watching. So I'm going to put you full screen. Don't freak out, but there you go.
Okay, yeah, I'm Saul Bookman, host of the Total BS podcast, along with my man Justin Spears, also a co-host of the Sun Solar Panel podcast, and also a host. I'm doing way too many podcasts, so just so that the soon-to-be released The Real MVP podcast, which is centered around sports movies. So that releases this week. But been with Fox Sports Arizona for a couple years now after some time down at the U of A, and yeah, a long-time Arizona resident, joined the military, bounced around, came back, and here I am.
Nice. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Justin Spears, you hear us?
Yes, I am in the building. Sorry, I'm having some connection
he's on that
issues.
Delayed. He's on that 4G.
Yes, yeah.
You don't have 5G yet?
4G. It's 2020. We got to get on 5G.
Come on, man.
Sorry. It's just I was expecting the full screen. The effects.
You gotta fight through it, Justin.
I'm not getting the full screen like my man Saul. Gotta fight through it. I gotta fight through it. Well, anyways, I'm Saul's co-host on the Total BS podcast. I'm Justin Spears. I come from Tucson, Arizona. I've been a Pac-12 sports fan my entire life. I went to the U of A with Saul. We both graduated together, and we kind of went our separate ways. I went into the print route and started working at the Arizona Daily Star. And basically my role at the Star is to add a digital footprint, add that digital element that's been lacking at the Star. So I've been taking care of all the social media accounts of the Arizona Daily Star, writing on football, basketball, pretty much every little angle that you could think of in the Tucson sports scene, including high school football as well. So I love what I do at the Arizona Daily Star. I also host a radio show from 3 to 6 on ESPN Tucson. I've been on hiatus since since COVID happened. I mean, ever since late March, I haven't been on radio, but they've told me, hey, hang tight, we're going to get you back. I don't know when I'm going to come back, but I'm still at ESPN Tucson. And, now with all this extra time, Saul and I got together and we started talking, and, Saul's my best friend. He's like my brother to me. And he said, hey, let's start this podcast thing. We've been talking about working together for a little while now. We can't just stop in college. Let's keep up this Saul and Justin thing. So, we created this podcast over the summer. It really, picked up right around when Last Dance came out. So we were talking about Michael Jordan and all that, and we just had a number of incredible guests. And so, I've been blessed to, get back with Saul, and it's been a wild ride, and we're just getting started.
Well, it's a good thing, you guys, with all the podcasts and radio shows, that you both sound just lovely. Your voices are so soothing. You're pretty easy on the eyes as well. Don't get me wrong. But, those voices, I can listen to those for, 45 minutes, an hour at a time. No problem.
3 times a week. There you go.
3 times a week.
Yeah, you got to keep a healthy prostate. So
hey, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but hey, Justin, Saul, you guys interested in doing a show called Social Distance Drinking Club?
But we can't do ours 3 times a week because we drink every time for our show. And that's a lot, man.
Might not be ours if I finish this conversation with Justin and Saul.
Oh man, whew. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot to handle.
We're all big sports fans. Yusuf doesn't know anything about sports, but he does like sports. And for everyone, I guess sports are happening again, but it's still kind of weird because I was like U of A. We talked about, kind of joked about it. Their game got canceled against Utah due to Utah having COVID issue. That was unfortunate. And I know it was the Cal game. Cal Washington also got canceled for that reason. It's a weird dynamic of, sports are happening, but also COVID is still interrupting sports. It's like, what's that like for you guys? Especially, I know we lost Justin; his connection wasn't great, but
on broadband very well right now.
Yeah, the hamster's not running fast enough in the wheel.
But I've been in sports. I've been in the industry for a while, and just it's weird. I feel like, and you guys do it more than I do now. But yes, hooray sports, but also hooray sports during a pandemic.
Yeah. No, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. Being with Fox Sports Arizona, you got the Suns, the Diamondbacks, and the Coyotes, and of course, all 3 had to come back at almost the exact same time. So my life was like a living hell for like a month. September wasn't so bad because things calmed down. The Suns didn't make the playoffs, and then the Coyotes got bounced in the first round. So, but I would not lie to you and say that I'm looking forward to March again, because when spring training comes back and the Coyotes and the Suns are in full swing again, I'm just going to want to jump out this window. That's just life. So, running all. I'm on the second floor. It's only an 8-foot drop, so I'm not gonna break anything. Maybe just my ego, but it's not so bad. I have a pretty cool job. It was cooler when there was no COVID and I could attend games. But as we speak right now, I get to make a bunch of cool stuff, and I run all the digital and social media for us, along with my counterpart Kristen McDougald, who would be a great guest, by the way, because I'm just going to promote the shit out of what I'm going to do. So Kristen McDougald's actually doing a drinking show. And
hold on, where's Kristen? And
we'll get it. We got to get her on.
Let's do it.
So she's doing the Bitter and Bold podcast, and her first episode should be coming out here in about 2 weeks with Paige Domenico's from the NFL, from the Draft Network. And so, it's centered around a drink of some type, and then they lead the conversation from there, much like your show.
What a silly idea to have a show centered around drinking. Like,
sounds crazy. By the way, Saul, we've been remiss. You know the SCDC life. What are you drinking, or do you not have anything?
Oh, I do. I actually took the easy way out today. I have Modelo Mango Michelada with some tahini over the top.
I was going to ask if you had tahini on it.
Of course. Come on now.
Let me see that tahini on that rim, though.
I mean, I kind of licked it all off already, but you can kind of see the remnants of it right there.
Is that like a plastic Starbucks cup? What's going on over there?
Yeah. It's kind of like it's the cool U of A cup.
No, I don't recognize that cup. I can't tell what it is. I can't actually read any of the letters.
I think I got it at like Bed Bath & Beyond. It's like one of those ones.
Oh, okay, got it. So
if it was a Starbucks cup with an ASU logo on it, it comes with a degree.
Oh.
Yeah, and if it was a Starbucks cup that said Yusuf on it, it would be spelled without any of the letters in my name. Here we are.
Oh man, we had Justin from the back room for a second, and then it
did for a brief.
Off again.
We do have a few comments though. Our friend Justin said fast a kick with 2 broken legs, but then he corrected himself to kid.
Yeah.
You know. Chris Burns McBeth, Saul Bookman sounds like the name of a new spin-off of Breaking Bad, where a dude who's a blogger by day is an undercover narcotics vigilante by night.
Yeah, let's just get all those Saul Goodman references out of the way, or Bookman from Good Times, or the library detective, Mr. Bookman, like all that stuff. Okay, get it out. Are you guys good? All right, let's go.
I didn't even know about any half of those things. And then of course PJ, our friend, my liver has never been in better shape than it has since SDDC started.
But PJ, your liver is doing okay.
PJ's liver.
I love your guys' show because I learn something different every single week. Like I really do. Like I love your guys' show. I don't really spend at least 15 plus minutes on anybody's show except for yours because number one, I set the notifications. So I always find out when you guys are live. Sometimes I comment, sometimes I don't. And then like you guys usually have some pretty cool, insight into the beer scene, the alcohol scene, the bar scene and all that stuff. And it's been fantastic. And I also love, I gotta say this, I want more cigar stuff. I just want more cigar stuff. I just do. I've been really getting into that. And so if you guys could add a little bit of that to your repertoire, it'd be fantastic.
You know what? It's funny because I went to a cigar bar today and talked to them about maybe doing the show. So maybe we'll do that.
There you go.
Another problem for me is like open the show talking about how good I look. Like, and I look okay drinking a beer. I look like an idiot when I smoke cigars.
It's because you haven't seen yourself do it enough.
No, I look like a real idiot if I saw myself.
It's like the first time in the 80s when you wore like that netting, like cut off shirt. And it didn't look good, but you thought you rocked it. You just gotta see yourself more in it.
I was born in '83. I don't think I was dressed in stuff like that.
So I want to go back to you talking about getting all the old jokes that get old quicker than you think they do. As far as your name goes, for me, I dealt with the same thing. What's the worst nickname you've gotten?
Well, it's not really a nickname. It's really the pronunciation. So Hispanics, by a large part, will call me Saul. Yeah, 100%. And then typically, I would say about 50% of white people will call me Sal, even though I say my name to them. I'm like, hey, cool, Sal, how's it going? I'm like, what the hell? Like, especially in the South. The South, absolutely. I lived in Florida. I was stationed in the Panhandle of Florida, and like every person, Sal, what's going on? I'm like, dude, Saul. It's not that hard. So that's pretty much the only thing. But I don't really hold it against anybody. I really don't give a shit. And Chris, I appreciate you. Love you too. So it's all good.
If it makes you feel any better, I've been called useless. And then somebody said it in the 7th grade, and they thought they were the wittiest son of a bitch ever. They were just like, "Oh, useless," and it was like, "Dude, come on."
Dude, I love that. I'm going to use that. Thank you.
Literally said it.
That wasn't mispronunciation. That was just them insulting you.
There are so many letters that are not in the right place or even existing in my name.
Oh man, Justin, welcome back. The internet in Tucson's giving you some struggles, huh?
I think my computer just went into cardiac arrest.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right before I left, it was like
50 minutes before we start our show. That's
I
cool.
was like, okay.
Well, Justin, we asked Saul.
We're good now. We're good now.
You know SCDC. What are you drinking, man?
I was drinking coffee. I was drinking coffee earlier
Oh my god!
because I got to be energized for our podcast.
We're on a drinking
So, I'm sorry.
podcast, man. We're on a drinking show.
It's okay.
You want me to go get a beer out of the fridge?
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you a follow-up question of I was gonna ask Saul what his favorite football season, what's your favorite tailgating drink, and I was gonna ask you what is your favorite drink to forget the last Chargers football game.
Oh,
Ooh, man.
Ooh.
Drop that in a banner.
Man. Being a Chargers fan is just the absolute worst. I was thinking about, how on earth did I become a Chargers fan? Like, what made me want to like this team? Because they let me down every single week. But if I'm going to have to go with a drink to make me forget about a Chargers loss, and there have been many of them, and most of them have probably been one possession games, Hennessy. I don't know why. I'm a Hennessy guy. And I remember the first Social Distance Drinking Club episode I tuned into. I asked you guys what you guys thought about Hennessy. And apparently you guys talked about Hennessy for like 10, 15 minutes.
I think
Yeah.
I responded to that question pretty aggressively, actually.
Yeah, you're not a Hennessy guy, Yusuf.
For no particular reason, Justin, I responded aggressively. I may be the only person who might have Hennessy in his house right now.
That's a negative.
All right, you know what? I forgot. I'm sorry. There's another brown guy on the show.
Yeah.
We cool. Saul and I are good.
Saul Bookman.
Oh my gosh.
one thing, guys, I appreciate you have your sports setups in your podcasting rooms. It looks like I know, Saul, you got Charles Barkley back there. Justin, you got the pennants, and you got the Lakers banner too. I just set this up with my U of A stuff just to troll Yusuf mostly, and then I added this little billboard here for this one because it makes me
This is
laugh.
one of the few times, Adam, that I'm not going to distance you and I make you full screen.
Oh Jesus.
That's incredible.
But
Adam, when's the last time you've worn a suit?
That photo.
I remember
Can we get that photo one more time, real quick? Just one more time, please. I don't think it got all the full screen attention it needed.
God, that looks like a lawyer.
Actually, Adam, guys, that's Adam.
You definitely want that guy representing you when you've been in an accident.
I mean,
It's the Adam Green version of Lerner and Rowe.
Yes.
That's what I just saw.
If you have a DUI, you call Adam Green
probably because I'm the one who gave you the drinks.
on a drinking show.
Adam
Good plug.
takes a very creative approach to business development as a DUI attorney. He just has bottled beers in his house and hands out business cards.
Well, it's don't the people think lawyers as ambulance chasers? That's just the next evolution, the next stage of evolution for ambulance chasing is you get them drunk first. What? Did I say that on the internet?
I'm just going to add a drink response.
Noted. No.
To put that in there, so it's there. I'm glad that Adam distanced himself at that point. Here we are.
No, so,
Go ahead.
I was going to say Justin and Saul. So it's COVID football season. So it's like half of a football season plus all the buildup of a game, and then not playing Utah in an opener like Arizona was yesterday. But we're in fall season. What is your guys' favorite football season drink? You go to a tailgate. What do you want to have? Hennessy at a tailgate, Saul.
No,
Your favorite
usually.
tailgate drink?
So at U of A tailgates, the Vegas, I don't know if you guys know the Vegas, but the Vegas are a pretty popular stop for a lot of the people, even in the athletic department, they'll swing by. Justin's been to the tailgate before, and you got to do the couple things. You always have to drink a Dos Equis for whatever reason. They usually have micheladas, which is usually my go-to drink at a tailgate because I just love how delicious it is. And you have to have either a tequila or a vodka Jello shot. That's kind of like tailgate 101. So usually around this time of the year, that's what my go-to is because it just makes me feel good.
What about you, Justin?
Me on the other hand, it's kind of weird because me being in the media, I can't just stop by tailgate and have some drinks before I go cover a game.
That's not what I just
the
heard.
times that I have gone to the times that I have gone to a U of A tailgate, I've had the micheladas that Saul was referring to, and Dos Equis, and I think that's it. I've never had hard alcohol before a U of A football game when I went as a fan when I was a student at the U of A, just because I don't know why, but hard alcohol and I don't get along, and some of my worst alcoholic memories come from hard alcohol, even though I was just celebrating or advocating for drinking Hennessy. But no, yeah, Dos Equis, micheladas, definitely those are the go-to.
Micheladas are one of those things that I picked up later in time in terms of like when I was going out to bars to watch football or drink, because it was always a shitty dive bar that I would get a michelada at. And then I realized that's how you rate your shitty dive bars. Your micheladas.
This is very true. Actually, I want to send you guys a photo so you guys can put it on the screen. I'm going to show you exactly why my man Justin doesn't drink before games, or neither do I for the most part, because it gets a little tricky. So I'm going to send this to you guys so you guys can show. It's nothing bad, Justin. I promise you. Plus, Justin was in college when this picture was taken, so let him live, okay? Let him live.
Like, to you guys' point, though, like, I've been in those shoes as a media member, and like I've certainly had some drinks while I'm writing a post-game story. But the idea of drinking before a game or even the tailgates, like I would stop by occasionally at a tailgate, like, hey, guy, good to meet you or whatever, good to see you. But I wouldn't partake in any of it because, like, it's that weird balance of, like, maybe you're a fan. Like, maybe, like, I used to be a Cardinals fan, and then I started covering them, and I would not call myself a Cardinals fan anymore, even though I don't cover them anymore. But it's like, yeah, it's cool to hang out, but you're there to work. And a lot of people don't realize that, where you grow up being a sports fan and it's all fun, you get emotionally invested in all that. But when it becomes your job, like, you're focused on doing the job the best way you can. And that means not having a drink before the game. It means going there. You're there to work. And maybe you see some people, but I don't know about you guys, but I've certainly had some drinks. I think the 49ers, I covered a game out there a handful of years back, and they served some really good beers, actually, some good craft beers in the press box after the game. I'm like, I'll take some Anchor Steam or something like that while I write my post-game story. This is great. But before that, like, you're there to work, and you're still working, I guess.
Yeah, was it Doug Tamaro?
Tamaro at ASU, like, they usually have, like,
Doug
Coors
Tamaro,
Light, I think, or something like that. Right?
Usually a post-game beverage, but I don't think we should say that out loud.
Yeah.
I hate to interrupt, but since we're coming up on kickoff right now, it's 6:20 p.m. our time in Arizona, because we don't do dumb shit like daylight savings. We've got the Saints and the Buccaneers. I'm going to make my decision right now without waiting for you guys, which I usually do, and take the Bucks because our dear friend Earl Watford played for the Buccaneers last year, and I have a Buccaneers shirt. So
I'm taking the Saints.
All right.
I'll take Tampa Bay. That team is rolling right now.
Tampa. And I need Mike Evans to have a big game.
I'll let him know.
I'm with Saul. Fantasy football is the reason why I'm invested in this game remotely. I have Ronald Jones on my fantasy team, and Buccaneers.
I'm absolutely
they're rolling right now. I like the Bucs.
Let's make this interesting. You guys are on the same page.
Yeah.
It's all of us versus Brett.
Well, I don't like it. I almost want to go with Brett on this, just so the bottom of our screen is
you already made a pick, man. You can't.
But in exchange, the bet is, what do we do? It's got to be something on the show, and you guys have to come back.
Okay. And we'll make the same trade-off. How about that?
Done. We will show up to your podcast.
But we want Yusuf. We don't really want you two guys anymore. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to let Adam and Brett figure out what your end of the bargain is.
I mean, Adam and I have showed up on the Total BS podcast, and I was totally sober when we did that.
Yeah, he absolutely was. Yeah. Didn't we play conspiracy or not?
We did, and I think
we played conspiracy or not when we did that. And actually, we have a pretty cool segment that we're launching today. I don't know if Justin's frozen again or not. He kind of looks like he's been frozen for like a while, but it's whatever.
Cool.
It actually is going to be. I can't remember. Why can I not remember this? No, I'll say it here in a second. He actually had a pretty cool idea. Oh yeah, it's called Stop the Count.
That seems appropriate.
And it is.
It was a lot of fun having them on, guys. They were a blast. I really had a blast.
It's our guest.
Yes, he was clapping in the background. Of course.
But you gotta listen to the premise. It's great games. What games would have been a completely different game had they stopped about 3/4 of the way through?
Like every game.
So like the Falcons and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. It's 28-3. Game over.
How about a territorial cup in Tucson when Yusuf went back to the?
Actually, hold on. For that conversation, Yusuf wasn't there for the comeback. He shouldn't be here to talk about it. Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm sorry.
another.
I would like to add myself back into this conversation. That's not what happened. I just went home. Adam,
it's not what happened.
I'm going to take my vitamins. And I went to Jack in the Box to get 99-cent tacos. And
I like that idea, though.
Vitamins. Gotcha.
It's a timely reference no matter what, and we all have a good laugh about that. But at the same time, like, there's so much in sports where, like, if you said it came out of one final play or the final minutes, there's so many huge games and huge moments that happen. And how different is history if it didn't go down like that, right?
Sure.
Like that's the beauty of sports. That's why we love it. But there's a lot of games out there. Like the Falcons would have been Super Bowl champs. Like they would have been. I mean, they still should have been. They choked that one away. U of A should have beat ASU in someone's first year, and they would have gone to a bowl game. And the whole narrative is different. Like that's sports. Like I like that. That's a fun segment.
Yeah.
As long as Justin's internet works for it.
Yeah, let's pray on that one because I got about 38 minutes before we start, and I'm a little nervous because I'm not feeling like I want to carry the show the whole time. So,
well, I mean, if you need help,
I got you guys.
Well,
Appreciate it.
Let's get one more question because I feel like this is one that a few people who watch the show might appreciate. There it is, and obviously, Saul, listen, I appreciate you being on the show. I don't like your hat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I made the mistake of doing a show with 3 guys from U of A.
There you go. Yeah, you got to look in the mirror sometimes to find out where the real problem is. So I'm glad you did that. But I don't know. This question is like completely like trash because we already know, like, even the most avid U of A fan has it's not really optimistic on this season. So I mean, ASU shouldn't lose another game for the rest of the year. But they will be competitive in every single game. And I don't know if I could say the same thing for U of A.
Hey, that's Arizona.
I will never say that. That is the dumbest thing that U of A has ever done, period.
If everyone keeps ducking Arizona, though, like they can't help that, right? Clearly, Utah was afraid. That's what, like, we have a COVID outbreak. They just didn't want to play Arizona.
Nobody's afraid of a W.
It's been great having Saul.
Bring that man back in here.
What are the odds that his internet would go out too?
Bring him back in here. I want to.
It's crazy what just happened. What's going on here? Yeah.
Nothing is good. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate it, guys.
We've talked about the NFL. We've talked about some Pac-12. I'm super excited that Pac-12 football is back. Yesterday's ASU game was it? Yeah, it was yesterday's. It was bad. It wasn't great.
Yeah, it is. It was, but you guys move on to another week. You guys will be all right.
I don't even acknowledge that your school exists. The one you guys went to.
In the college football season, so far they don't.
As far as I'm concerned, the reason you guys lost me is because we went into the Cave of Wonders. That's it. That's what U of A Stadium looks like.
Hey, preparing for COVID football for the last 10 years, they're used to an empty stadium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris says Green might be right because nobody in Utah believes coronavirus is even real.
Now, they did the math. They said coronavirus has like a 3% mortality rate, and U of A has at least a 4% chance of upsetting them on the road.
Well, hey, let's wrap it up, guys. Thank you for joining us. The Sunday shows are always short, but always fun. And Saul, thank you for joining us. Justin obviously couldn't get back in here. Information's down there. It is the Total BS Pod, Total BS Podcasts. Come back, man. We should do it again.
Hey, anytime. I appreciate you guys. And we try to do our live stream every Sunday, just like you guys. We're usually right after you guys. So if you want a little bit of a double header and come over to our side and take a look on Facebook or YouTube, or we're on Periscope on my personal page, not on the Total BS page. But we'd be more than happy to have you guys on, and we talk. It's not just sports. Yeah, we get into sports, but we kind of talk a lot of nonsense and a lot of BS, and that's why we have the Total BS in our title.
You guys,
It's all from Bookman and Spears.
Like, you do a great job, but we don't open for nobody. We're the headliners, all right?
Well, on the docket it says you guys are first, so just remember that.
Sorry, hold on. Did he just say we don't open for nobody?
Yeah, and then he proceeded to open for me.
That's
Appreciate it.
That's the most aggressive confidence I've seen out of you on this show, Adam.
He's a new man with all that, that hair gone.
My girl Becky took care of him. So
by the way, I would like to place a wager. I bet there is more hair on Adam's back than there was on his head. Just for that comment earlier. I've been waiting for that. So Adam, I appreciate you setting me up for that, even though you didn't really set me up for that.
I like this show better when everyone was complimenting me.
We have to bring it back down, man.
If you haven't figured it out yet, Adam, all you need is a fucking haircut.
Eventually, this show reverts to the mean, Adam. And says you're an ugly asshole.
Before we close the show, we can have an offline conversation about it. Thank you guys for joining us. But Chris Macbeth took the liberty of screenshotting Adam and sending me this.
Nice. Nice.
That looks like he's smoking a turd.
Did we ever get the photo? Did we ever get the photo of Justin and I?
Yusuf on the Facebook Messenger. Do you need that on a different thing?
Yeah, he said I saw that in the chat. Yeah.
Take a while. I got to email it to myself. Do we have that kind of time?
I'm gonna 2 more minutes.
Let's do it. Let's do it. There you go.
There it is. We'll just do this. There it is.
It's all fun. Look at it. Look at that high definition resolution right there.
100%.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're killing it, Adam.
I'm trying.
Man, look at that. What is your 4K camera right there, or what? What is this? 360p? All right. Cool.
I'm sorry. Misha Harkins, thanks for joining us. She asked, Yusuf, are you wearing makeup? You gorgeous. I'm not. This is what I look like thanks to a $50 fucking ring light from Amazon.
Hey, there you go. Got to have the ring light.
It's a natural tan. Ask the other brown guy if he's wearing makeup. Look at him.
Yeah, it's flawless.
Nah, he just looks good.
No, I also have a ring light and a light and 2 lights in the back. Like,
because we brown though, we look good.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Are you guys suggesting that my glow of my 2 monitors is not the appropriate lighting?
No, you look like you're in FBI protection right now. So
who says I'm not, Saul?
True story. Guys, thank you for joining us. Did you send me this picture? Because there's no way I can put it up.
Yeah, it's in your Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
All right, I can be super quick about it if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
But is it worth the 30-second wait? Are we doing it?
I think it is. Even at the the risk of my own embarrassment, I think it absolutely is.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You look really sober in it.
You want to know a fun story about that? And so for those of you who don't know, like Yusuf probably is the only one in this group that does not know about this. There used to be a guy, his name was Ace, and he used to run this thing called Point Guard U. It was a Twitter handle, and this was at one of his last parties at Vegas during the Pac-12 tournament. And let me tell you about when he partied. He bought all the alcohol. Anybody could show up. He had like this 2-tier suite at the MGM Grand. It was kind of like fancy. And I mean, if you thought about it, it was there. I mean, everything from liquor to the hard stuff to the extra hard stuff to just, it was just mad craziness. And then we never saw that guy again. I don't know what happened to him.
You never saw the guy again.
No, like he literally vanished. And
He died.
There's the photo.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little tipsy. But
the hard part here is to look at you and then go back to this photo.
I have good light.
That was the same look Justin gave us for most of the show.
Just frozen. Yeah.
Frozen.
Also,
You know.
I have a little bit more gray in my beard, obviously.
Yeah.
And that was only like 4 years ago. So
I was gonna say, is that from like February 2020, and then this is today?
pretty much. That's what it feels like. Feels like it, yeah. So, but guys, I appreciate you guys having me on for sure.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for making time for us. I would love to do this again. And now that we've got some Pac-12 football, it sounds like these guys have an excuse to poke at you every once in a while and ask you to come join us.
Absolutely.
It'll be a lot of fun. Sadly, we lost Justin for a little bit, but come back and join us on Wednesday. We've got something to throw at you on Monday, and hopefully I'll announce it at 5 p.m. I think it'll be fun.
This Monday?
To our audience, yes, I'm going to announce it on Monday, but for Wednesday's episode.
Do I know about it even? I don't think I know about it.
Yeah.
Did you not know you needed to clear everything through Adam first?
Adam, I thought I told you if I just say something's happening, just look convinced.
We do it over again. Start over.
Hey guys, join us on Wednesday, 7:30.
Go to move, look confused.
Wednesday's going to be awesome, everybody. And I know that because I know what he's talking about.
It's a lot of fun. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's another episode of Social Distance Drinking Club. We're going to get rid of Adam Green because he doesn't know how to promote things properly, but I'm kidding. I won't because I love him. Cheers.
Cheers.
You guys on Wednesday at 7:30 for an episode nobody knows about because it's a secret.
Adam is so